The Second Son's Legacy. Part 1. The Fall and the Awakening. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, their sterile glow casting long shadows across the endless rows of cubicles. Papers piled high on his desk, spreadsheets blinking with red errors, and the clock ticked mercilessly toward midnight. Li Wei, 32, project manager and consummate workaholic, rubbed his temples. His body screamed for rest, but deadlines were merciless. He had long ago stopped counting the nights spent in the office, the meals skipped, the promises broken. His colleagues had gone home hours ago, leaving him alone with the silence of the corporate graveyard. He typed furiously, fingers stiff, eyes burning. His chest tightened, a dull ache spreading like ink across parchment. He ignored it. He always ignored it. Work was survival. Work was identity. Work was everything. Until it wasn't. The pain sharpened, a blade twisting deep inside. His vision blurred, the screen dissolving into a haze of white. He gasped, clutching at his chest, but no one was there to hear. The world tilted, and he collapsed, the hum of the lights fading into nothingness. Darkness. Then light. Not the sterile glow of office lamps, but the warm, golden shimmer of dawn spilling across a thatched roof. The air smelled of earth and smoke, of dew on grass, and the faint sweetness of millet porridge. Li Wei blinked, disoriented. He lay on a straw mat, his body leaner, rougher, calloused hands resting on his chest. He sat up abruptly, heart pounding. This wasn't his apartment. This wasn't his office. A cracked bronze mirror leaned against the wall. He stumbled toward it, staring at the reflection. The face was not his own. Sharp cheekbones, sun-darkened skin, eyes steady and clear. A farmer's face. Memories not his own surged forward, plowing fields at dawn, carrying water from the well, enduring the scorn of an elder brother, the indifference of parents. He was the second son, competent but overlooked, hard-working yet unvalued. Li Wei staggered back, clutching his head. He wasn't dreaming. He wasn't hallucinating. He had transmigrated. The village stirred outside, roosters crowing, children laughing. He stepped into the courtyard, where his family bustled about. His elder brother, broad-shouldered and smug, barked orders. His parents ignored him, their eyes sliding past him as though he were invisible. The memories whispered. This was normal. The second son was useful, but never cherished. His labor was taken for granted, his opinions dismissed. But Li Wei was no longer the same man. He carried the weight of modern knowledge, the bitterness of overwork, and the clarity of death. He would not live unseen. Days passed. He tested the boundaries of his new life. The soil was poor, the tools crude, the harvest meager. Yet he saw possibilities: crop rotation, composting, irrigation channels. Ideas bloomed in his mind, drawn from textbooks and documentaries long forgotten. But his family resisted. "You think you're smarter than us?" his brother sneered. "Stick to your work." Li Wei clenched his fists. He had lived a life of obedience once, and it had killed him. He would not repeat that mistake. One evening, as the sun dipped low, he walked alone to the edge of the village. There, by the river, he saw him. A figure stood tall, muscles taut beneath simple robes, eyes sharp as steel. Yet his features were delicate, his aura commanding. He was a Gur, a man who could bear children, revered and whispered about. The Gur turned, meeting Li Wei's gaze. His smile was confident, unyielding. "You're the second son, aren't you? The one who works harder than anyone, yet is treated like dirt." Li Wei's breath caught. The Gur's voice was steady, his presence magnetic. "I am Han Rong," the Gur said, "and I do not bow to anyone." That night, Li Wei lay awake, the image of Han Rong etched into his mind. Strong, fearless, unapologetic. A mirror of everything he longed to be. The decision crystallized. He would separate from his family. He would carve his own path. And perhaps, just perhaps, he would walk it alongside Han Rong. Part 2. Breaking Away. The morning mist clung to the fields, softening the edges of the world. Li Wei stood at the threshold of his family's courtyard, hoe in hand, watching his elder brother bark orders at the younger cousins. His parents hovered nearby, faces stern, eyes sharp with expectation. "Second son," his father called, not bothering with his name. "The ox needs feeding. Don't dawdle." Li Wei's jaw tightened. He had spent weeks biting back his words, swallowing the bitterness that rose each time he was dismissed. But the memories of his past life, the endless grind, the thankless toil, burned in him like fire. He would not live unseen again. He set the hoe down deliberately. "I will not feed the ox today." The courtyard fell silent. His brother turned, incredulous. "What did you say?" "I said," Li Wei repeated, voice steady, "I will not feed the ox. Nor will I plow your fields or carry your water. I am leaving this house." His mother's eyes widened, his father's face darkened. "Ungrateful wretch," his father spat. "You eat our rice, wear our clothes, and now you think you can walk away?" Li Wei met his gaze without flinching. "I eat rice I have earned with my own hands. I wear clothes patched by my own labor. I owe you nothing." His brother lunged forward, fist raised, but Li Wei stepped back, calm. "Strike me if you wish. But I will not remain here to be your servant." That night, he packed what little he owned, a worn blanket, a clay jar, a bundle of tools. He walked away from the courtyard, the weight of generations pressing against his back, and did not look behind him. The village whispered. A second son leaving his family was scandalous, unheard of. Independence was rebellion. Yet Li Wei felt only relief, as though chains had fallen from his shoulders. He found a small plot of land at the edge of the village, neglected and overgrown. The soil was poor, but he saw potential. He cleared the weeds, dug channels for water, and began to sow seeds with careful precision. The work was grueling, but it was his own. Each furrow carved into the earth was a declaration, "I am free." Days blurred into weeks. His hands blistered, his back ached, but the crops began to sprout, green shoots pushing through the soil. He experimented with compost, mixing ash and manure, recalling lessons from documentaries and articles long forgotten. The plants thrived, stronger than those in neighboring fields. Villagers watched with curiosity, some with admiration, others with scorn. "The second son thinks he's clever," they muttered. "Let's see how long he lasts." But Li Wei endured. One evening, as he carried water from the river, he saw Han Rong again. The Ger stood tall, his posture commanding, his eyes sharp with amusement. "You've left your family," Han Rong said, not a question but a statement. Li Wei nodded. "I will not live as their shadow." Han Rong's smile was slow, approving. "Good. Too many bow their heads and accept chains. You are different." Li Wei felt a warmth stir in his chest. Different, perhaps, but alone. Han Rong stepped closer, his presence filling the space between them. "Alone is better than enslaved. And perhaps you are not as alone as you think." From that day, Han Rong began to visit. He helped carry water, his strength unmatched, his confidence unshaken. He spoke of his own defiance, how he refused to be pitted or coddled, how he demanded respect despite being a Ger. Li Wei listened fascinated. Han Rong was everything he admired, fearless, unapologetic, proud. Together, they worked the fields, laughter mingling with the rhythm of labor. The villagers whispered louder now. "The second son and the Ger, what are they planning?" But Li Wei no longer cared. For the first time, he felt seen. One night, beneath the stars, Han Rong sat beside him, their shoulders brushing. "You're building something new," Han Rong said softly. "Not just fields, but a life." Li Wei turned, meeting his gaze. "A life worth living." Han Rong's smile was fierce. "Then let us build it together." The decision was made. They would marry. The announcement sent shockwaves through the village. Some scoffed, others sneered, but a few nodded with quiet respect. Li Wei's family raged, his brother storming into his fields, demanding he return. But Li Wei stood firm. "I have chosen my path. I will not walk yours." Han Rong stood beside him, unyielding. "He is mine now." and I am his. The confrontation ended with silence, the family retreating in fury. Their wedding was simple, a shared meal, a vow beneath the moon, hands clasped in promise. Yet to Li Wei, it was grander than any banquet. He had found not only freedom, but love. Together, they worked the land, their bond deepening with each passing day. Han Rong's strength balanced Li Wei's knowledge, their partnership seamless. And as the crops flourished, so too did their hearts.